Yeah.
thinking towards an exit, planning towards an exit, building that way. Maybe even same question, but like, what do painting business owners need to, think about, change, glow up into
Yeah.
on the topic of exiting their business?
Well, I think they've got to first pick a number, to be honest with you. What do you need for retirement, and at what timeline do you need it at? And for some listening, it might be 5 years, 2 years, just so you even know what it would mean to get to that place. I think I always think about anything that you're going to get somebody to make a change in, right? It's awareness, consideration, decision. First, I become aware of something. Now I have to consider it. And then I finally make a decision. You don't want to run your business where it's exit ready at all times, and you don't want to enjoy the fruits of your labor and have a sustainable organization that's going to pay your retirement. I can't help you. Like, that's a choice you have to make. But at least become aware of what it would take to achieve that and what you might want, and give yourself permission to think for yourself. So I think if you're going to tie that back and go, why think about running a business for an exit, right? You know that what you do is you get the honey-do list done, right? You like clean up everything, you get all the stuff out of the way, you make it look nice and neat, and then you sit down with your significant other and you look at each other and go, why the hell did we not live in our house this way? Like, why did we wait to do this, to list it so somebody else can enjoy it? Well, it's the same thing when you run a business. Like, everybody, like when they're ready to sell, they try to get it all done in 2 months, leave a ton of money on the table, by the way. And then they didn't even get to enjoy it along the way. They just worked their ass off and lost a ton of time in their life when they could have ran this business a very different way. And so I think I'm talking more mindset, because that's probably all we have the time for today. But I think there's a lot of tactics to go into it. So like, just go work with a financial advisor, figure out what you're going to want for the type of life you want by what age, work it backwards into what type of liquidity are you going to need to make that a reality. And now build a plan. Cool. Come over and check out Cultivate. We'll help you do that. Talk to Aleph. They'll start to slow down and take a look at what it looks like. We both come at it in very different ways, from a partnership model versus advisory model. And I just think at the end of the day, pick the damn number. So that way we at least have the goal and the target. And then what I find is you start focusing on it, you start to learn about it, you start to understand the levers you want to pull. Before you know it, you're running your business that way in pursuit of an exit, and it'll change your life.
And this is something that I lead the discovery, due diligence process that we go through in determining partnerships here at Aleph. And this is one of the promises that I give to folks is, I don't know if at the end of this, you're going to want to be a partner with Aleph, or Aleph's going to want to be a partner with you.
Yeah.
But what I can promise you is that you will be more aware, right? You'll be more aware of what your business is and isn't, where things are at. And I just think whether it's with Aleph, an advisor, like whatever, taking that step, so many people just don't do that. And it's kind of and I don't know if this is like an industry thing, but maybe it's like, at the conferences now, it's like everybody wants to puff their chest and say what their revenue is, but that's kind of where the discussion stops oftentimes. Oh, yeah. And it's like, okay, but what's your plan? Like, what's your, like, why are you doing it? What's your exit? Where is this going? Doing something to create more awareness.
The most important metric that should be your North Star of any organization, but it's absolutely in this painting industry, should be enterprise value. What is the current value of the organization? Because it takes into account revenue, it takes into account margins and profits, it takes into account the health of the business, and in terms of what would be diligenced against, and it takes into account the owner's dependency and livelihood. All of those variables are factored to assemble an enterprise value metric. And we've got some cool tools on how to do that. Again, shameless plug, I guess. But at the end of the day, I don't care if it's with us or somebody else. Figure out what your company is worth. What are the levers that are holding you back, and what levers can you pull? Business A, it's a $4 million organization with $500,000 of profit, and they feel really good about what they've built, but it's worth nothing the way that it's built. And then I've seen a $3 million business with $1 million profit, and I've seen it sell on the open market for $5 million in the industry, right? And so it's like, just understand that, everybody knows, right? Revenues for show, right? Profits for dough. Enterprise value is to actually change your fucking life. Like, that's the intent. So if anybody's going to pump their chest, it should be measuring the value of the company, because that's the holistic view to really understand if you want to keep score in the game of business.